If trying harder actually worked, your life wouldn't still feel stuck. And that's the part no one wants to admit. Because most people watching this aren't lazy. They're not careless. They're not avoiding responsibility. They're exhausted from trying and seeing nothing change. And today, we're going to talk about why. From a young age, you're taught a simple equation. Work hard. Stay disciplined. Do the right thing. And eventually, life will reward you. At first, it seems true. School rewards effort. People praise perseverance. But adulthood quietly breaks this formula. Because you start noticing something disturbing. Some people work relentlessly and barely move forward, while others seem to apply less effort and get better results. This creates a dangerous question. If effort doesn't guarantee progress, then what does? Most people never ask that question out loud. Instead, they internalize the failure. They assume the problem must be them. Here's the psychological trap. When effort doesn't work, the instinctive response is to increase it. You push longer hours. You demand more discipline from yourself. You silence doubt and keep grinding. But the human nervous system doesn't work like a machine. When the brain invests energy and sees no return, it doesn't become motivated. It becomes threatened. Motivation drops. Focus disappears. Procrastination increases. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is trying to protect you from wasted energy. This is why burnout doesn't come from laziness. It comes from unrewarded effort. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Effort is not the problem. Leverage is. You can apply unlimited effort to a broken system and still go nowhere. Same habits, same environment, same triggers, same patterns, expecting different results. Trying harder without changing structure is like pressing the gas pedal while the parking brake is still on. You feel movement. You hear noise. But you don't go anywhere. And the longer this continues, the more you blame yourself. Here's something rarely discussed. Intelligent, self-aware people often stay trapped longer than others. Why? Because they can explain their pain. They analyze it. They rationalize it. They convince themselves that understanding equals progress. But insight without action becomes a form of avoidance. Over time, self-awareness turns into self-criticism. You don't just fail. You know exactly why you failed. And that makes it heavier. There's a silent cost to constant effort. It drains emotional capacity. It numbs curiosity. It shrinks your sense of possibility. Eventually, you stop dreaming. Not because you gave up, but because hope became too expensive. You tell yourself, maybe this is just how life is. Maybe this is as good as it gets. That's not maturity. That's resignation. And it happens slowly, quietly, without a dramatic breaking point. Real change doesn't start with more force. It starts with redesign. Not asking, how can I push harder? But asking, why does this system resist me? Small changes in environment create larger changes than massive willpower. Clarity beats motivation. Structure beats intensity. When effort finally works, it's because it's applied in the right direction, not because there's more of it. Here's the shift that changes everything. You stop treating struggle as proof of character and start treating it as information. If something requires constant force, it's misaligned. Life isn't meant to be easy, but it's also not meant to be constant resistance. Progress feels lighter than stagnation. And when it doesn't, something is wrong. If this video made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. It means you're not broken. You're just trying to win by exhausting yourself. And that was never the solution. If this resonated with you, you already know why. This channel is for people who are done wasting energy on systems that don't work. If you want more clarity like this, you know what to do. And if there's one idea in this video that stayed with you, leave it in the comments. I read every single one. We'll keep building from here.